Santa Claus is coming to town. And who can forget Charlie Brown's Christmas? I love all of those, but the story of a Christmas character that represents each individual's uniqueness and celebrates the gifts God has placed in you is none other than Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. Had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. Rudolph had something special. He had a nose that glowed. Rudolph was born with this unique gift, and it made him different from everybody else. He did not understand it. He did not know why he was different. He did not know why he had to deal with being different or why he had something nobody else had to deal with. He didn't understand those things, but he had it and it was his. Have you ever had the why me question in your life? Why me in this? And why me struggling? And why me crying? And why me hurting? And why me dealing with this? Why me? Rudolph and Joseph were in the same condition that you and I have been in before, saying, why me? Joseph wondering, why me dealing with the shame of being a father of a child I did not produce, and Rudolph dealing with the shame of being an outcast. They both did what we would call at some point to cover themselves and hide. They tried their best to keep things that made them uncomfortable hidden from others. Joseph was not going to expose Mary to a public disgrace, so he was going to divorce her quietly. And Rudolph, in the story, put a fake cover over his nose, trying to cover up the glow that he had. And many of us do the same great job that Joseph and Rudolph did. People would never know the things you had to deal with because we do an awesome job at covering, and many times, to be honest, some folk do not need to know what you're dealing with and what you're going through. Matter of fact, they can't and don't have the spiritual maturity to understand what God has you in, and then there are times they can't help you in the circumstance you're in. But know what you're dealing with, because it is so public sometimes what you're dealing with, and so viewable that it even glows, and they say it glows. Joseph was going to do what he was going to do to avoid ridicule in an awkward situation. He wanted to not to have to deal with the questions that folk would ask and the quiet whispers. Have you ever been around some folk and you know you've been in something and they have many questions to ask you, and then they have the quiet whispers and you know they're talking about you? And Rudolph, oh poor Rudolph, all of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in the reindeer games. So what happens to Rudolph? He became a loner. Looking at the parallels of these stories, you have to notice that Joseph was considering how to get out of what he did not want to be in. And that is when the miraculous happened. When he was trying to find a way out, an angel appeared to Joseph with the right advice. And when Rudolph had put a cover over his nose and had been ridiculed, that's when his friend Clarice showed up to tell him, there's nothing wrong with you. You're just special. Yes. And maybe this Christmas, you should thank God for the angels that have come in human forms that have been gifts to you. The folk that have come into your life to love on you and to encourage you and give you direction and the right advice. You ought to thank God for the angels that have come in human form. What gift can you thank God for if you had not been for the angels who walked in your life to encourage you? It's a gift you can't put a price on. when you're struggling and God sends somebody to encourage you and to let you know you can get through this. I've needed that in my life. The right people with the right words at the right time. And I'm thankful this season if I don't get a gift, and if I can't give a gift, for the gifts that have walked into my life on 2 feet and have been angels to my life. Maybe you ought to thank God for the folk that are not here, that have blessed your life and been angels to you and encouraged you along the way, so you will know that God has been with you every step of the way. I don't know where many of them are, but I thank God right now for the people that God used to help me on my journey. And some of them have helped me and they didn't even know that they've helped me. Some of them have helped me and they've had some downfalls along their journey, but they helped me to get to a plateau and a plane. And somebody ought to thank God in here this Christmas for the folk that God used to lift you up, even though they may have gone down. God is a good God. Rudolph felt inadequate, and they laughed and called him names. They never let him play in the reindeer games. I've come to discover that there will always be people laughing and name calling you names. There will always be people who will not allow you to play in the games or sit at the table or be a part of the game. This is what I've learned to do. When they don't let you play in their games, get your own game going and make your own team. Can I get a witness right there? When they don't allow you to have a seat at the table, build your own table and sit at the head seat. When they laugh, remember God gets the last laugh. And the Lord says the joy of the Lord will be your strength. Anybody say, no matter what I'm dealing with, I still got the joy of the Lord on the inside of me. And he who laughs better. Joseph had a gift coming. And Rudolph had a gift present in him. They just did not realize it. Initially, when God gives a gift, it does not always invoke joy or praise. It oftentimes causes confusion, mayhem, and chaos. And you wonder whether this is a gift from God or a plot from the enemy to destroy you. Rudolph teaches us that if you were not so gifted, you wouldn't be so hated. That's a word from somebody right there. The only reason why you're dealing with what you're dealing with is because you're as gifted as you are. This is what you need to know. A gift from God often worries you before it blesses you. After all, who really knows what's in a gift given until it's unwrapped? You can hold it up, you can shake it, you can feel it, you can listen to it, you can even try to smell it, but it's not until you take the bowl and the wrapping paper off and open the box, you will know what's on the inside. Most often, God's best gifts are wrapped in problems, issues, and chaos. But don't let how wrapped it is stop you from opening the box. Great gifts can come from being fired from a job because it opens you up for the one that you had. The best gifts can come from that one that walked away from you and left you, and you found the one that will love you for life. The best gifts can come from a dissolution of a friendship, and you found some of the best friends that you ever had. Some of the best gifts come from when you have to pack up and move, but then God provided you with a bigger space and a bigger place to be in. You got to thank God for the gifts that God gives, even though it doesn't look like it's going to be good. Angel of the Lord told Joseph, don't be afraid. Do what I'm telling you to do because the gift is from the Holy Spirit. Joseph was afraid. He says, fear not. Don't be afraid because the gift is from the Holy Spirit. We have to stop and pause there because fear, if we're not careful, will rob you of the gift that God has for you. Fear will keep you from even trying to obtain what God has for you. Fear will hold you from attaining your goal. Joseph had a gift, but he had fear. Rudolph was gifted, but had fear that nobody would accept him for who he was. This is what I have to tell you today. You really have to shake off the fear of perception of others. I'll repeat again. You have to shake off the fear of perception of others. What they think and what they're going to say. Shake off the fear of perception. If you shake off the fear of perception, then you can be open to receive the abundance of blessings. Nobody has to live your life but you. Come on. Perception kills many dreams without any action. Don't you let what you think others are going to think. Come on. Stop you from being you and using the gift that God has given to you as your uniqueness. God placed it inside of you, and God has blessed you with it, and God made you to be who you are. The best gift you have going is you. And people can't gift you with what you have. You have it. You know that all that you've been through and who God has developed in you, they don't deserve you if they can't appreciate the gift in you. Because you are a gift all by yourself. Because the gift is in you. Rudolph grew and matured through his issues. One day, if it has not happened, and sometimes it happens in cycles, because our gift becomes stronger as we develop. There will be a need for your gift, and you do not have to have a gift waiting for you under a tree if you're connected to the tree of life itself. It's going to happen to you as you grow stronger. And it goes in cycles. And you will develop your gift even the more. And more issues will arise. But you will have the gift to deal with the issues. Rudolph was on the island of misfit toys. The place that all the toys nobody wanted, where they went. My favorite toy when I was growing up was a stuffed dog with floppy ears. Can I tell you that the eye was missing off of that dog? The tongue was hanging by a thread. And the stuffing was coming out. But I love that stuffed dog. Don't tell me nothing about that stuffed dog. I carried it everywhere I went through the house. And you might want to tell somebody around you who feels alone, or maybe your child or your grandchild or a boss or an organization, you are a gift. You may not have all working parts. You may not need to function. You may not function like you used to function. You may have some defects and you may have some issues, but you still loved by somebody, and that's God himself. And I have to tell you, one man's trash is another man's treasure. You are a gift today. You ought to tell somebody, wrap me up, put a bow on me, put me underneath the tree, because I'm a gift from God on high. I'm almost done. Rudolph made his way back home. Satan had a dilemma. Rudolph made his way back home. And it was a dilemma that happened. It was a dilemma that happened. It was a dilemma for Joseph that happened. It was a dilemma for in Rudolph's circumstance. Let's see what the dilemma was. The dilemma was that Satan didn't want Jesus to have any earthly connection or father. But Joseph said yes to God. And in Rudolph's story, Santa had a dilemma. It was a foggy Christmas Eve. He would not be able to see to drive his sleigh, but he saw Rudolph and realized that he had a gift. And Rudolph, with his nose so bright, why don't you guide my sleigh tonight? All Rudolph had to do was wait on the chance for his gift to be used. And he had to go through some stuff in order to be gifted like he was. But then he just had to wait on his time to be used. Come Come here, let me bless you before 2019 goes out. You just have to trust God with the gift that's on the inside of you. You have to trust God in the circumstances that you're in. God put you through some stuff to make you gifted, not just wait for the time for your name to be called, for your gift to be used. I promise your testimony will be used. I promise your story will be told. I promise what you've been through and how you came out of it will be said by others if you trust God to guide you. And so, young people and old and young at heart, you know Dasher, you know Dancer, you know Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donna and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. If you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in the reindeer games. But then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, why don't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him. You see how things turned around as they shouted out with glee. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you go down to history. I'm done, but I came to tell you, your gift will make room for you, and your gift will lift you up, and one day your name is going to go down in history. If it don't go down in history, all you needed to do is write your name in the Lamb's Book of Life, and you'll be able to live with him forever. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I don't know about you, but I'm gifted. I'm gifted by God. I'm gifted with the best, and I'm gifted by the best. Somebody ought to give God praise. If they don't give you a gift, if you don't have no gift to give, you're the gift that keeps on giving all year long. You ought to give God praise and thank him. I'm gifted all by myself. I got me and God, and we can make it. Do I have a witness in this place? You are the best thing that's ever happened to the world. Give God praise that you're gifted with all flaws, imperfections, all your failures. You're still gifted by God. Be a gift this Christmas. Be a gift to a dying world. Be a gift that Jesus saved. Be a gift that he will deliver. Be a gift that he'll set you free. In the name of the Father and the Son. Anybody know they gifted? You don't have it all together, but you're gifted. You don't have it all right, but you're gifted. And you got to thank God that you're gifted this year. You're gifted. All that you've been through, you're still gifted. You're the best gift that God's got for the world. Yes. Yes. If they can't handle you, then they don't deserve you. Move on for the one that's ready to receive you. And let me tell you how you know them that's all right. It doesn't matter how big, it doesn't matter how much you spend. The fact that you're a gift in front of them is a blessing to them. Can I tell you, you'll be the right gift for somebody's life? You'll be the right gift for somebody's circumstance. I'm not talking about love and marriage and all of that. I'm just talking about being who God has called you to be. Joseph dared to believe God and received a gift. He received a gift that wasn't just for him. He received a gift that was for the world. And sometimes you say, Lord, I can pray people out of many situations. Can't pray myself out of wrapping paper bag. And God said, your gift is for others and not for you. And I'm going to send somebody with the gift to bless your life. So, share your story. You've been through something to be as gifted as you are. They have to recognize that you're gifted by God. In the name of the Father and the Son. Merry Christmas to you, and may God bless you with the gift of you being you. In the name of the Father, amen. Everybody standing on your feet.